Hey everyone, it's Cassie. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. Remember to like and subscribe. Today's video is a bit different from my usual tutorials. This weekend I did my sister-in-law's makeup. She was a bridesmaid in her friend's wedding, and that's what I videoed. So if you want to see an easy, very natural looking bridesmaid makeup look, just keep watching. So we started off with prepping the face. I added a primer onto her face and asked her to just rub it in all over her face, down her neck. And then I also sprayed some Fix Plus on her face to give us the perfect base for applying the makeup, and then we let that dry. And then I started off with the eyes. Since she has fairly full brows, there was no need to actually fill it in any further, so I just filled in the ends and neatened it up with some concealer, and that was her brows done. That's the thing with brows, you want to make sure that you are keeping to the natural look of the brow. You don't want to overfill and make it look very unnatural. If you want to see how to do your brows, I will leave a link on the right corner of this video on how to do your brows. Then the very same concealer that we're using around the eyebrows, I just bring it down onto the eyelid, so creating a neutral base for our eyeshadows and ensuring that the color is showing true to color on her skin the best way possible. Okay, so once I've neatened up the brows and concealed wherever I needed to, I then apply a eyeshadow primer from the eyelid right up to the eyebrow. This is going to actually help our eyeshadows to last a lot longer, and also helps with showing the colors of the pigments and eyeshadows that we used more true to color than it would without a primer. As I said, it also helps it last longer. This is an Inglot primer that I'm using on her eyes. Just apply that all over and let it dry for a bit. I also use an extra step to make sure that the eyeshadow doesn't move. I set it in using a neutral eyeshadow, and that sets basically the primer in place, so it's not going to move around. You're not going to get any folding or creasing in the eyelid. Then I move on to creating a crease for her. This is a perfect example of a hooded eye. A hooded eye, I'm going to insert a picture of the different eye types here. How to apply makeup on different eye shapes can make or break the look. You can either make a person look very bad or make them look very good. Knowing how to apply the makeup on each eye shape is very, very important. With regards to hooded eyes, the actual eyebrow covers the eyelid when the eye is open, so you don't really see the eyelid when the eye is open. So with hooded eyes, you need to create a crease basically that isn't there usually. You make it look as if the crease is there, and that's going to help with the shape of the eye and help the makeup to actually appear better on that shape of eye. Also, liner is very important on different shape eyes. You need to know what works and what doesn't work. With regards to hooded eyes, you cannot put heavy shades on the center of the lid. You're going to make firstly it's going to crease. You're also going to make the eye look very heavy. So what I'm doing here is I've created the crease, and then I apply a sort of pink champagne color to the lid, which is a very light color. So this is going to give us a nice almond shape to the eye. Then I go back and I blend out the crease and I blend out the shadow that I just added. Then, since the color scheme for the wedding was a mink sort of pinky vibe, then I added in some mink pigment from MAC onto the lid to give some nice shimmer. And also, as I was mentioning, liner is very important. With a hooded eye, you don't want to do very thick, heavy liner. You're going to end up closing the eye. You're also going to give it a very weird shape. So you're going to see that when I do her liner, it's very thin, very, very, very fine, and it doesn't extend out to a very heavy wing. It's a very light wing. You can see when I'm doing the outer V of her eye, I'm not doing too much of a dark shade. This is a very, it's a dark brown, but I'm trying to add as little product as possible because I don't want to make it heavy and then we drag the eyes down. With hooded eyes, you can actually make the eyes look droopy as well as hooded if you add too much and a too dark shadow to the ends of the eye. So you can see I'm adding very little at a time to the ends of the eye so I can build up the color. You can always add more. Remember, you can't take it out. So slowly but surely I'm just adding it to give it a bit of definition to the outer V, not too much. And then I go back and I blend all my shadows in to make sure we have a nice blown out look. It's not looking very harsh and untidy. Then you can see me here, I'm adding a bit more of the pigment for some shimmer on the eyelids. Then, as we know, blending is very important, so I go back and I blend out the shadows that I just placed in so that we don't have an so that we don't have an untidy look to the eyeshadow. Then I go back and I touch up. That's the thing with me, I always go back and forth, so yeah, just to get the perfect look, it's worth it. Okay, so here I'm actually going in and deepening the outer V a bit more. Why do we do this? Why do we deepen the outer V? Doing that actually lifts, depends on how you do it. If you do it correctly, it tends to have, a lifting effect on the eye, giving you that cat-like shape to the eye as well. And that's why you actually do the outer V. As I said, with different types of eyes, you have to be very careful in how you're doing it, how you're placing it, and how much of the product that you're using. You can actually potentially give the eye a very weird shape if it's done incorrectly. Then remember to blend, blend, blend for the perfect makeup look. Okay, also just a quick note. Someone's gonna probably ask this. Why do I have that thing on my finger? That thing is a powder puff. The reason I actually wear it on that finger is so that I'm not touching the skin. I'm not upsetting the makeup in any way. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I've just added some mascara to her eyelashes. And then I'm just gonna go and add some glue to the eyelashes, the falsies. Also, another thing, when applying your false lashes, you need to make sure that it is actually a suitable size for your eye. With her eyes, she has very tiny eyes, so we had to cut the lashes a bit so that it fits onto her eyelid and it looks as natural as possible. If you have an oversized lash, what's going to happen is going to cause irritation. It's also going to look very weird. It's going to extend the lash line further than it naturally would. So make sure that you're fitting it correctly. Hers fitted correctly according to her natural lash line. That's why I trimmed the actual lashes. So once I've added the lashes on and they've had time to dry, I go back in and I redo the liner and cover up wherever you could see like glue. So we don't want to see the glue. We don't want to see any basically eyeshadow covering the liner and such, because that's going to give you a very untidy look. So we go back in and we redo the liner basically on top of what we just did with the glue and the lashes. Then once I've redone my liner, I'm happy with how it looks, nice and neat. I always make my clients open their eyes, because what tends to happen sometimes is that the glue seeps through and it gets stuck to the bottom eyelid. So you see me just pull that and loosen up her eyes so that she's not going to have any irritation or have her eyes glued closed basically. Then I go back and I crimp the eyelashes with the eyelash curler to make sure that they're all sitting very flush together and looking as natural as possible, also giving it a nice curl to the lashes. Okay, so we used her foundation here because she wanted to try it out, but I wasn't too happy with it, so we still went in and used my Crayolan foundation, which was what I felt a better match. See, that's why choosing foundation is very important. Also, knowing your undertone is very important. This foundation was too cold for her skin, but I know the next shopping trip I'm gonna go with her and make sure that we get the correct foundation for her. She needs a warm tone, as I mentioned in my foundation video, which I can link here for you if you like on the top right corner. So then once I've done that, you'll see me go in and conceal under the eyes. We're going to conceal any darkness that may appear under the eyes. I also use this product as a dual product here. I always mention this in my videos. I don't like applying a lot of product on the eye, because it tends to crease and cake up under the eye. It can actually make you look older. You get a lot of creases. It looks like baggage. It's just not good all around. Try to use as little product under the eye as possible. So all I did was basically use the concealer to cover the darkness, and I dual purposed it and used it as a highlighter. So with this makeup look, it was basically a soft beat. It's not a full beat, it's a soft beat of the face, because my sister-in-law is not used to a lot of makeup. Even doing foundation on this level, she wasn't used to it, but I'm glad it worked out well, and she looked absolutely amazing. Next, I'm going to go into my NYX palette. I'm going to contour her cheeks and contour the nose very, very lightly. We don't want to look harsh. As I said, everything you do with makeup should look as natural as possible. Then we have to bust out the highlighter and highlight them cheekbones. Then we go into a very natural minky look, again keeping with the wedding look. This is NYX's, I think it's NYX Lingerie. Beautiful lip color. It dries to a nice matte finish. Applies excellently. As you can see, it's an excellent color. And then I set it with some Inglot setting spray, and that was the finished look. We did some curls on her hair, some soft barrel curls. She looked absolutely amazing. As you can see, a nice soft beat on the face, soft glam, perfect for any bridesmaid look. And that was an easy bridesmaid makeup tutorial. Sorry for the bad angles, it was a bit of a rush. Had to basically try and record and work as fast as I could. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, and hit the notifications bell for more videos from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching. Bye.